Hey, what's up, guys? I want to do a little review on Gus, my English Bulldog. Before I talk about Gus specifically and my experiences with him, I want to read you information directly, word for word, from a very good source of information on dog breeds, just so I can give you correct facts about the breed. But Gus may or may not be the exception in certain cases, so that I'm going to elaborate on that later in the review. So, here we go. The English Bulldog. The English Bulldog is a wide, medium-sized, compact dog with short legs. The body and head are massive with extra skin on both the skull and forehead falling in folds. The cheeks extend to the sides of the eyes. The muzzle is wide, short, and pug with a broad, deep stop. The black nose is broad with large nostrils. The dark eyes are deep set. The rose ears are small, thin, and set high in the head. The jaws are massive, very broad and square, with hanging upper lips. The teeth should have an underbite. The tail is either straight or screwed and carried low. The short, flat coat is straight, smooth, and glossy. Coat colors include red brindle and other shades of brindle, solid white, solid red, fawn, fallow, piebald, pale yellow, or washed out red or white, or a combination of these colors. The temperament of the dog is as such. Although the English Bulldog's appearance can be somewhat intimidating, it is among the gentlest of dogs. Just the same, it will see off any intruder, and few would risk the close encounter with the dog brave enough to bait a bull. It is described as a very affectionate and dependable animal, gentle with children but known for its courage and excellent guarding abilities. Bullheaded and determined, this breed can be very persistent. They do not give up easily. Bulldogs are very much a people's dog, seeking out human attention and loving every bit it can get. A love of a human attention is required for the breed's happiness. Some English Bulldogs can be a bit dominating and need an owner who knows how to display strong leadership and understands alpha canine behavior. A Bulldog who understands its place in the human pack is nice to and reliable with all people. This breed is good with family pets, but some can be combative with strange dogs if they do not see themselves as followers in their pack. When Bulldogs are young, they are full of energy but slow down as they get older. They snore very loudly, most have drool and slobber tendencies, and are messy eaters. Bulldogs that display guarding behaviors such as guarding furniture, food, toys, or other spots of the house, or that are dog aggressive, do not have humans who are being the dog's pack leader. These behaviors are corrected when the owner starts displaying the proper leadership. Dogs that feel the need to run the home are not as happy as dogs that know they are human followers. And it is very stressful for the dog to need to keep his humans in line. The average height of an adult English Bulldog is between 12 and 16 inches, although smaller Bulldogs are prized when they're in dog shows. The average weight for a male is between 53 and 55 pounds, and the average weight for a female is between 49 and 51 pounds. There are a lot of different health problems with English Bulldogs. They're prone to breathing problems. Some have small windpipes as well. Also poor eyesight, cherry eye, very susceptible to heat stroke in warm weather or hot rooms and cars. Very cold sensitive. They're also prone to mast cell tumors. Birth defects are common in some lines. Susceptible to skin infections, hip and knee problems, prone to flatulence, obviously gas and farting, especially when fed any other type of food other than their regular dog food. Puppies are often delivered by cesarean section or C-section because their heads are too big. While out on a walk, the dog must be made to heel. In other words, beside or behind the person holding the lead. As in the dog's mind, the leader leads the way, and the leader needs to be the human. Teach them to enter and exit all doors and gateways after the human. English Bulldogs that are in good shape are capable of moving very quickly for short periods of time. The life expectancy of an English Bulldog is not that long. The average lifespan is 8 years, although some live a couple more and some live a couple less. The litter size is usually between 4 and 5 puppies, and once again, because of their large heads, they're more susceptible to C-sections. The English Bulldog originated in the British Isles, descended from the ancient Asiatic Mastiff. The dog was given the name Bull because of its use in bull baiting and for its robust look of a little bull. They were aggressive, ferocious, and courageous with the power to attack a full-grown bull, which they did in the arena combat before the practice was banned by law in the 19th century. Bulldogs would attack from the bottom up, going underneath the bull and aiming for the neck, making it hard for the bull to fight back. Today's Bulldog has a very different temperament from those of its ancestors. They still remain very strong and determined. Now, for anyone who's into dog shows, this breed is actually acknowledged or recognized by the CKC, the FCI, the AKC, the UKC, the KCGB, the CKC, the ANKC, the NKC, NZKC, APRI, ACR, DRA, and the NAPR. Now, originally, Gus wasn't my dog. He was my best friend's dog. I'd had him for the last 2 years or so. He's going to be 3 on October 29th. It's his birthday. And he originally came from Iris Farms, which is the breeder of Yale's University mascot Handsome Dan, the 16th. So, yes, Gus is a descendant from Yale University's mascot dog, Handsome Dan, which is very cool. And he's got all kinds of paperwork on it. And he actually has a family tree, which is it's cool. It's interesting. If you're very much into dog shows and dog breeding and everything else, it would be a very impressive thing. For the average person, it's kind of like, that's cool. But he's a very official dog, and if he was not neutered, he would and could be a very prized dog show dog. Just because of his smaller size, his coloring, his straight teeth. He has a lot of attributes that most English bulldogs don't have, which would make him more prized. But he's not a show dog. He's just my baby. Now, his mother, or dam in dog terms, was Savannah. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture of Savannah, but I do have a picture of his father, or the sire, which was Jim Bob. Here's a picture of Jim Bob. Now, one of the attributes you can see from his father, Jim Bob, was that he had one albino foot. It's because one foot was red with black nails, the other foot was white, so there's no pigmentation in the nails. So he has white nails on one foot and black nails on the other foot, which is kind of cool and interesting. Makes him unique. Here's a picture of Gus when he was a puppy. Yes, oh, yes. Cutest puppy ever, and still the cutest boy ever at almost 3 years old. But I did have videos in the past. Maybe I'll link to one in the description box. When Gus was a puppy, he used to love playing with the snow shovel. He used to go for little rides and stuff, which is really cool. He was the cutest puppy in the world. And although I think all kittens and all puppies are cute, some are cuter than others. And I do have a bias, but I think Gus was the cutest puppy in the entire world ever. He was adorable, very squishable. So my experiences with Gus thus far since I've had him has all been very good. Everything I read about the breed was dead on, except Gus does not drool at all. I feel very lucky that he doesn't drool. A lot of English Bulldogs do, in fact, drool and slobber. He is a messy eater, and that's just because of the extreme underbite he has. He has to kind of hook the food into his mouth, and he brings the food to the edge of the bowl, and most times will spill out of the bowl. So just the type of bowl you're using for feeding English bulldogs. I mean, some are going to be better than others, so you can kind of keep it more maintained in their feed bowl. But for the most part, they are messy eaters. They will knock the food all over the place, but they'll be very good about cleaning up off the floor anyway. Um, He's been a fantastic dog. He's been extremely loving. I give him a lot of attention every single day. I think in order for any dog to be happy, you do have to give them the attention. But specifically, English Bulldogs, they do require much more attention than other breeds. They will not be healthy and happy if you don't show them the love constantly. So it's something to know about the breed. They are susceptible, as you saw or heard from earlier in the video, that there's a lot of health problems. In fact, I think English Bulldogs are one of the worst breeds as far as potentially having health issues. Because of their short snout, they can't breathe very well. They have huge tongues. Oftentimes, when he sleeps, his tongue is out of his mouth simply because it's most comfortable. That's why it kind of hangs out there, because if it was inside of his mouth, he'd have a harder time breathing. Although his breed is susceptible to all these different health issues, because Gus has come from a very healthy, prominent bloodline, he does not have or has had any of those issues whatsoever. I do keep all of his folds very clean. He eats very good, very expensive, all natural food. So he is a very healthy English Bulldog, although it's very common to have these different problems. The cherry eye deal is a big one out there. If you don't keep your English Bulldogs clean, they will get infections in all their skin folds because they'll get dirty. There's a lot of potential for problems and for suffering of the dog if you don't take care of it properly. Overall, I have to say I am completely in love with Gus. He is the best dog ever. He's hilarious to watch. I mean, the breed, they have so many facial expressions. I mean, just the way he acts. He has such a funny attitude about him, a funny way about him. He's funny just to observe, just to watch what he does. Just it cracks me up, everything he does. He burps, he farts, he snores, but I love him. I absolutely love him. They are expensive dogs, and they do have a lot of potential for health risks, and they do not live long. So honestly, if you're looking for a dog, I would not recommend English Bulldogs. As much as I love Gus, he's a specific case. He's a situation that I wasn't looking for, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. The fact that I was able to be his owner and his father was life changing for me. It gave me a lot of a lot of happiness and something to look forward to when came home. But knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't go out and buy an English Bulldog. A purebred English Bulldog is going to cost you anywhere from $2,200 to $3,500. That's a lot of money. And oftentimes people don't want to spend that much money on a dog, so they'll end up getting one cheaper somewhere else. And you have potential for backyard breeders and people who like puppy mills and stuff like that, where you're going to get a very sickly dog or potential for a sick animal just because of the fact that these people are doing this for money and not for the love of the animals. And what they'll do is they'll breed dogs more often than they're supposed to be bred. They'll bred brothers and sisters just to make more and more puppies, just to sell to make more and more money. So I would recommend, no matter what kind of dog you're getting, really, really do your research and make sure you're getting a purebred dog. Unless, of course, you're going to a pound or something to save a dog. I think that's fantastic too. But if you are looking specifically for a dog to buy from a breeder, please do your homework, because you could be supporting, a puppy mill, like I said, or someone that's just doing it for money, and it's very sad what some people will do to make money, including breeding dogs and treating them poorly and having them in poor living situations and so on. So in summary, I love my Gus, but he's a unique case. There's a lot of potential to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to purchase and maintain an English Bulldog, and they do not live very long. But I'll tell you, they are one of the cutest animals on this planet, and they're certainly the most loving of all the animals that I've ever dealt with. So that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you very much for your time, for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.